Inner Awakening, Stunning Health Recoveries, 100% Cure for Depression, Insomnia, Asthma, Fatigue, Chronic Pain, Insecurity, Panic Attacks, and other major disorders. Awaken the Kundalini Shakti, the dormant energy within. What would you do if you had 1300% more energy? Disease-free mind and body is your first wealth. Claim it at Inner Awakening. Inner Awakening, a 21-day meditation retreat with rare living incarnation, Paramahamsa Nithyananda, Nithyananda Dhyanapita, Nithyananda Nagar, Bididi, Bengaluru, Karnataka. Contact
0802 727 9999.
Email ia@nithyananda.org.
Nityanandeshwara Samarambam Nityanandeshwari Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Today Mahadeva is gracing us. The Velliyambalathil Nadanamadiyalilai means, see, after the marriage of Meenakshi and Sundareshwara, the great devotees of Shiva, Patanjali and Vyakrabada, these two rishis also had come for wedding. Sundareshwara says, after the wedding, all of you please go and have the wedding feast. This Patanjali and Vyakrabada says, no, unless we see the dancing of Shiva. See, every day they see the Ananda Nadana dancing in Chidambaram. They both lived in Chidambaram, Vyakrabada and Patanjali. They said, unless we have his darshan of dancing, we don't eat. Means historically, Chidambaram temple is older than Meenakshi temple, Madurai Meenakshi temple. So, then Mahadeva says, all right, I myself will show you guys the Ananda Nadana. He dances for the sake of Patanjali and Vyakrabada in Madurai itself. After that, they go and eat. That is the scene. Velliyambalathil Nadanamadiyadu. Today, as per the tradition, as per the Madurai tradition, two of our Gurukul kids are enacting Sundareshwara and Meenakshi. Sundareshwara is enacted by Sundareshwara himself. What's her name? Nityapriya is enacting Meenakshi. And Ganesha is gracing us on the Naga Sesha Vahana with Veena Alankara as part of Ganesha Brahmotsava, 10 days festival. And Nityapriya, see your mom, dad, grandparents, all of them are seeing from Charlotte. We'll start the Nitya Satsang today. I'll continue to expand on the subject I was expanding yesterday. Reclaiming your inner space which is occupied by self-doubt. I tell you, so many times, just because of the self-doubt, you lose master, your life, God, even when the great things happen in your life. Even when some of the great things happen in your life, just because of the self-doubting pattern and the ripple effects of the self-doubting pattern, you miss God, Master, and very auspicious things, very many things. You miss so badly. Not in an ordinary way, very badly you miss. So understand, आज के सत्संग में हम स्वयं संदेह से भरा हुआ आपका अंतर आकाश को पुनः पाने के बारे में बात करेंगे. How to complete with self-doubt? You need to understand the zone from where the self-doubt starts happening. Please, all of you, sit straight, come to the space of listening. I know everyone is tired after melting and molding the great Meenakshi deity for Seattle temple. Yesterday till night 12 o'clock in the ashram, there was a beautiful event happening, melting and creating the Meenakshi deity for Seattle temple. Around 1 ton, means 2,200 pound, 1,000 kg, Panchaloka was melted and poured into the mold to make beautiful Meenakshi deity for Chidambaram, Seattle Chidambaram. 5 metal alloy was melted and poured and the deity was created. I think the people who have seen all became tired. Large size event which your brain feels difficult to catch, even seeing will make you tired. In my life, I felt only once like that tired, which my brain is not able to comprehend, Delhi Akshardham. I can say this is the greatest credit I'll give. This is the best statement I make about Delhi Akshardham. Even Rajaraja's Tanjore temple did not mind-boggle me. But the Delhi Akshardham, just mind-boggling. And I'll sincerely recommend all the devotees and viewers, visitors, at least once have darshan of Delhi Akshardham. You will understand the power and glory of building temples. I always used to have that one soft pride, great Tamils, because they built amazing temples. But when I saw the Delhi Akshardham, I understood. They crashed great Rajaraja. I can tell you. Hats off to Pramukh Swami Maharaj and Swaminarayan Sangha. They crashed what Rajaraja did. Of course, Rajaraja has one plus point. In his time, there were no missionaries. But even with all that, what Delhi Swaminarayan Sangha created as Delhi Akshardham, unimaginable. I could see yesterday so many people fell into that state. When the metal was about to be poured, many people were just stuck. They're standing. I think still some of you have not come out of that zone. You need to come out of that zone. How many of you are wonderstruck yesterday? You all need to know it's only one small deity for one temple is being made. Seattle is taller than this size Nataraja already sitting. And now only the Devi is getting ready to go to Seattle. Anyhow, come down from that feeling of wonderstruck or awestruck. Let's start looking into the truths we need to study. Listen. See, yesterday when you saw the metal being poured into the mold, you would have seen a lot of air bubbles coming out. If that air bubbles stay inside and get caught inside the mold, the deity will be very weak. While you transport or move, suddenly it may give way and break. Air bubble can't be inside the deity, inside the mold. Self-doubt can't be inside you. Self-doubt is like that air bubble. Understand? A deity, statue with the air bubble can't be trusted. It may give way at any moment, any place. Unexpected. Person with self-doubt cannot be had as assistant or secretary, as a servant, or any trustworthy, reliable place. Please understand, anybody want to be a leader? Understand this principle. If you are with self-doubt, you need to know you are not worthy of being trusted by even by you. If you are a person with self-doubts, even you should not trust even you. And make sure persons with self-doubt are never part of your decision-making team, your top advisors, your top consultants, your coterie. Don't have people with self-doubt as part of your coterie. First of all, drill yourself with so much of completion. Drill yourself with completion. Only then you will be out of self-doubt. Yesterday you would have seen when there were air holes in the deity, when they were pouring the metal, they poured more metal. Then immediately that air holes have started coming out. And they started churning the metal through a rod. Then the air holes have started coming out. Doing completion is the churning your inner space with a metal rod, so that all the air holes can come out. I tell you, this is one of the important things you need to know. When you are doing completion, literally your stomach will feel the churning and the air will come out. Literally it will happen, because the stomach ulcer, gastric, everything is related to incompletions you carry. When you complete, when you start completing with yourself, the completion with the self releases all that self-doubts. I tell you really, life without self-doubt, no one can break you. You have to be very clear. If you are mamakara, inner image is with self-doubt and outer image is without self-doubt, you try to show as if you don't have a self-doubt, you will be a failure. No. Game won't be successful. Even in the inner image, complete with all the self-doubt pattern and drop it. Complete it. Even in the inner image, be without any self-doubt. It is not something too big, too complicated, understand. Just declare completion with all your self-doubting patterns. Sometimes you feel, I can be without self-doubt only if I am perfect. How to be without self-doubt when you make mistakes in your day-to-day life? Listen. Self-doubt is a space you carry which is completely unrelated to your perfection or imperfection. I am not saying you continue to be imperfect and you can create the space without self-doubts. But I tell you, if you start creating the space without self-doubts, you will simply become perfect. Create the space. It is like a egg came first or hen came first. Egg or chicken. You say, no, let me become perfect, I will be without self-doubts. Your inner space says, no, first become without self-doubt, then you will become perfect. Who is going to break the cycle? Who will take the responsibility? Understand. Completion with the self-doubt simply starts the moment you declare to you consciously. When you declare, even about that declaration you will have doubt. Don't worry about that. Declare about even that doubt. See, when you sit and declare, yes, I am declaring completion with all my self-doubts. One part of you will say, no. Still, I am carrying self-doubts. I don't think this declaration will become reality. Many times we did like this declaration, but it all became failure. Declare. Even this is a one more self-doubting pattern. I am declaring completion with it. Declare layer by layer. Completion. Once you declare completion with the self-doubt, one more layer will open. No. I have some more doubt. Then declare completion with that also. You will have some more doubt. Declare completion with that also. Understand, the moment you consciously declare completion with your self-doubts, even if you have self-doubts about that completion, your completion will be the more powerful force driving you, not that self-doubt about the completion. Self-doubt happens about the completion of self-doubt. By the second layer, third layer, self-doubt will lose power over you. Start with completion, because people who started trying to be perfect and thinking that with perfection I will reach completion, I have seen them till the age of 99. They don't feel they are perfect, or they can be in the space of completion. One young brahmachari goes to an old sadhu, 97 years, who lived a sannyas life. From the age of 15, this young brahmachari asks, it actually happened in one monastery. I won't name the monastery. And I am not that young brahmachari. I wanted to make sure all the persons mentioned in this story are only imaginary. He went and asked that Swami how to cross the lustful thoughts in the mind. The Swami looks up and says, I do not know about it, but one thing I can tell, till 93 you can't cross. No, understand, what he is telling is not true. Please understand, He started with the pattern of let me become perfect, then I will not have self-doubt. When you start with that pattern, you will be a failure like this only. I tell you, start with completion of self-doubt. If you start, see, from where you start is a very important thing when it comes to the spiritual practices. The context from which you start plays a major role. Right beginning, right starting means 90% journey is over. Sometimes right beginning, 100% journey is over. This sadhu has started from the wrong place. Let me be perfect, then I will be complete. That is why he is struggling and suffering. I started from the other side. Let me be complete, I will be perfect. If you start from this side, you will be like me. If you start from that side, you will be that way only. Understand, when you bring completion, perfection starts happening in any field. When you try to bring perfection, thinking the perfection will bring completion, you will bitterly fail and utterly fail. सबसे पहले आप स्वयं के साथ बार बार पूर्णत्व स्थिति लाइए. जब आपका जीवन स्वयं के साथ पूर्णत्व से भर जाता है, तब आपका कोई प्रकार का नुकसान नहीं हो सकता है. जब आप अपने स्वयं संदेह के पैटर्न पर पूर्णत्व स्थिति का घोषणा करेंगे, तब आप देखेंगे कि आपके जीवन के हर पहलू में भी पूर्ण रहेंगे. Understand? Start bringing completion in your inner space. You will achieve perfection in few days, sometimes in few hours, sometimes even in few minutes, in any field. I tell you from my experience, bringing completion into your being removes the self-doubt. I tell you, when the self-doubt is removed, you start playing a very simple, straightforward life. A person who plays a simple, straightforward life, even if people try to create complications around him or against him, that just melts down. Melts down. When you bring completion inside you, you become such beautiful Bholenath, the innocent being. Your life becomes so simple, non-complicated. Even people who try to create complications around you just get automatically destroyed. The complications just melt down. जब आप अपने भीतर पूर्णत्व स्थिति को लाते हैं, तब आप देखेंगे कि आप सहज रूप से प्रवीणता प्रदर्शित करने लगते हैं. In my experience, the masters who give immediate result, even by just once praying and calling. Of course, I'm not supposed to grade them. We should not grade the masters and incarnations based on any scale. But I'll make one statement with all my integrity and authenticity. Quickest master to respond, even calling only once or remembering only once, or just trying to call without seeing the depth of your devotion or the amount of perfection, imperfection in your devotion, the amount of the self-centered selfishness and unselfishness in your devotion, without judging you, without any this kind of waiting, passing, and all, nothing. Just even your remembrance and calling, immediately responding. I'll scale the number 1 as Shirdi Sai Baba. Number 1 in responding to people, he is the spiritual 911. I tell you, how in America the 911 responds. 911 doesn't see whether you are a criminal or you are an illegal immigrant. They don't, 911 is not bothered about all that. If you call them, they are there to take care of you. See, whether you are an illegal immigrant, you have not paid the tax, you have escaped from the jail, or you have done some other crime, and all that they will do later. That is their different departments. But if you call them, they are there to take care of you. I tell you, Shirdi Baba is like a spiritual 911. He will not bother all the other things. You are imperfect in that line. You are little imperfect in that line. Your vibhuti was not straight when you applied vibhuti. Your kumkum was not that perfect when you applied the kumkum. When you remembered about the master, you were not that perfect. On the way, in between, you are remembering about your wife also. And you had a distraction of your mind. Nothing. I tell you, please understand. Now listen to the next statement. Among the masters, I'll say Shirdi Baba is the master who responds immediately for your call, for your remembrance, for your prayer. Immediately you will attend. Same way, among the process, among the techniques, among the methodologies, completion is the process. Immediately responds to you. Immediately creates the positive things, right things in your life. Immediately starts building the reality you wanted. I tell you, among the masters, Shirdi Sai is the master who responds immediately. Among the methods and techniques, processes, completion is the process. Immediately responds to you and brings the auspicious, right and auspicious results. And among the programs, Inner Awakening brings immediate effect and initiates you into the space of completion. Understand, there is no marketing in it. With integrity and authenticity, I am talking to you. Bringing completion inside you makes you such a simple being, Bholenath. See Mahadeva's life. He is such a simple being. This fool Bhasmasura comes, such a complicated fellow, and asks the boon, on whoever head I put my hand, they should be burned to ashes, they should be destroyed. This Bholenath doesn't even bother. What will happen if this fellow puts his hand on my head? And he says, Tatastu. And that fellow chases him, he runs. But the space of innocence, completion, Mahadeva carries is so powerful. Never Bhasmasura can reach Mahadeva. Before even he reaches, Bhasmasura puts his hand on himself and gets destroyed. Bring completion in your life. All the unnecessary complications will disappear. One of the important complication you carry in your life is doubt about yourself and doubt about your master. Please understand. Self-doubt. You will project that on your master. Complete with the self-doubt. Only then you will have a complete relationship with the master. I tell you, completion with the master is enlightenment. If you just have completion with the master, nothing else is required. His space will just gush into you. His space will just raise your inner space. When you have self-doubt, you will create only more and more complications. More and more difficulties. More and more destruction to yourself. Understand, self-doubt. Don't allow consciously self-doubt to engulf you, envelop you. Even you declaring consciously, I am not going to allow this self-doubt to engulf you, envelop me, is enough. Do not allow self-doubt to engulf you, envelop you. You will see life completely in a new way. सबसे बड़े दौर्भाग्य की बात है कि आप में उपस्थित आपका स्वयं संदेह की आपके गुरु के प्रति संदेह में परिवर्तित हो जाता है। जब आप अपने स्वयं संदेह से पूर्णत्व लाते हैं, तब आप अपने गुरु से भी पूर्णत्व स्थिति में रहते हैं। आपके गुरु से जब आप पूर्णत्व स्थिति में रहते हैं, तब आप जीवन मुक्त है। With this, the essence of today's satsang bring completion within you. All the self-doubts will melt down. Complications you create within you and outside you will melt down. You will have innocent, simple, beautiful life of Mahadeva Bholenath. I bless you all with my integrity, authenticity, responsibility and enriching. Let you all be awakened and experience Kundalini awakening. Produce the energy directly from space and live health, bliss and enlightenment. Namah Shivaya. Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share and explode in eternal bliss. Nithyananda.
Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nithyananda.org. www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.